right, shalom, 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 Israel, shalom to everybody, shalom, Banyum, call Yeshua Allah. And this next Shabbat, this day, I'd like to give all praise and thanks and glory to the Most High for the life and for all things that He have given us. And you gotta give the Most High praise and repent at all times, because the Most High is doing His thing. He's bringing His judgment, and He's showing every day that He is the Most High, and He does what He does best. All right, so I'm gonna continue my class from last week, part two of my class. And I gotta say, man, Edom's Edom's hourglass is finally emptying out. All right, and that is so true. And we saw the Most High brought another hurricane, Hurricane Milton. Hurricane Milton did his thing though. But on a serious note, I just want to play something just for I didn't get it uploaded, but I just want to play just to start off the class. A little humor, a little joke, a little humor here and there. You know what I mean? So I just want to play this. It's called "If Yahushua Was a Jamaican." All right, so I just want to play it. This is called Jungle Animation 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna just play it and let you listen to it. I like it. It's funny. All right. So give me a minute. I'll just pull it up. All right. And I just want you to listen to it.
Oh, that's me down like the way you attack to the Pharisees. Them him a sell out. Me wonder. You want to sell the son of man to the system? Remember them a try to kill me since me a little picnic? Me mother take me to exile down in Egypt. Them a go kill me still, but me a go rise from the dead and make history. Remember when me walk on the temple and I beat them? But mad tune me teacher. Peter say so. Respect. A big tune. Me name the song Loyalty. Loyalty every day. And you notice how me did I use parables in my lyrics them. But that is me teacher. Anyway. Judas. Master. On a serious note, you understand me have the ability to see things. Multi-talented. Me have the ability to see your intentions. Clear?
All right. So here's a little humor. So Yahushua, he said, Judas, I have the ability to see talents. And he had the ability to see that he was the sellout, the Judas, that he was going to sell him out. All right. All right. So Yahushua knew all those things. And like I said, being a sellout is not a good thing, man. When you sell out your people, or you sell out Yahushua HaMashiach, is nothing but eternal damnation for you when you do something like that. All right. There's no coming back. Your spirit will be tormented and destroyed forever when you do things like that. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about the hurricane Milton, and some of y'all might say that's Mother Nature, that's global warming. But I'm gonna hit you some. It's not Mother Nature. It's not global. Yes.
Yeah, one. I know he says that like Judas, soul of Yahushua. But in the end, he says all Israel going to be saved. Right?
Not him. Not the Yahushua said, not the son of perdition. There is no coming back for him, buddy. There is no coming back for him. Nope. The son of perdition, there is no coming back for him. What he did, man. That's one thing. That's one thing that he did. All right. But let me prove that real quick. All right. Let's go to St. John. All right. Because Yahushua said he had all his disciples, he kept them, and none was lost. Only one, and that was Judas. He was the son of perdition. All right, let's go read that real quick. So anybody that betrayed the Son of Man or sell out, and even sell out amongst our own people too, you have a hell of an ordeal and a punishment too. So loyalty is a great thing, brother. Never sell out. All right. Let's go to St. John. I want to share real quick. St. John 17. All right. So when you sell out, that's a hell of a price to pay, man. Okay.
12.
Let's go to St. John, the 17th chapter. I want to share real quick. Let's go to St. John 17, the 17th chapter, and we're going to start here from the 11th verse.
We're in the book of St. John, the Bible, King James Version. You can hear me? Chapter 17, verse 11. And now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world, and I come to thee. Holy Father, keep through thine own name those whom thou hast given me.
See, and who's the those that the most I have given to Yahushua? It was the disciples. But he's going to give an exception to one particular person. He said, all that you have given me, he has kept in thy name. All right, continue.
That they may be one as we are one.
That they, the disciples, may be one with the Most High and Yahushua. Continue.
While I was with them in the world.
He said, while I was with them in the world. All right, go ahead.
I kept them in thy name.
He said, I kept them in thy name. Who was the them that he kept in his name? The 12 disciples, even Judas, until he finally did what he did when he made that move, all right, of selling him out and betraying him. All right, that's why the saying today is a big saying. You're a Judas.
Yep,
Judas. You're a Judas. Never be a Judas, man. It's a price to pay. Okay, continue.
Those that thou gavest me, I have kept, and one of them is lost.
See, and one of them is lost. And the one that is lost is Judas. All right, go ahead.
But the son of perdition, that the scripture might be fulfilled.
See, and one of them is lost, but the son of perdition, that the scripture might be fulfilled. And Judas was a son of perdition. And that word perdition means eternal damnation. There's no coming back. Eternal. So think about when you're a sellout and you're a traitor to your people. It's the same consequences. Okay? Continue reading on.
And now come I to thee, and these things I speak in the world, that they might have my joy fulfilled in themselves.
Okay, that's it. Lose that. So you see, there's no coming back for Judas. All right? It's called eternal damnation, the son of perdition. All right? So let us be a warning to those of our people that are sellouts, traitors. Let this be a warning to you. There's a price to pay in the end when you're a coon, a sellout, and a traitor to your people. And especially when you do it to the Hamashiach Yahushua. All right? So this is the warning to all sellout, traitors, and coons. Be aware. There's a price to pay. All right. So now let's jump to my class. All right. We want to talk about the hurricane in Florida, which is a sign of the end of Esau, Edom. His kingdom is running out. But Yehuda, we're gonna play that clip first. The clip with the hurricane in Florida. So we're gonna look at that first. All right, and then we're gonna jump into our subject. Because, like the scripture said, there are spirits that are created for vengeance. Evil spirits. So we're going to look at this tape here, which is fair use. No copyright infringement. This is a fair use. Just for educational purposes. Fair use. No copyright infringement. All right. So we're going to begin with that. Go ahead.
To begin with the aftermath of Hurricane Milton. The storm and the tornadoes it spawned caused widespread damage throughout Florida. Eva Pilgrim is on the scene in Lakewood Park. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, George. One of the deadliest parts of this hurricane is something people say they weren't even expecting. Take a look at this drone video that we shot. This damage that you see is not from hurricane force winds. It's from tornadoes that happened before the hurricane even made landfall on the opposite coast.
This morning, homes ripped apart, lives lost. killed by tornadoes spawned by Hurricane Milton.
Places that I saw looked like it was an atomic bomb blew it up.
At least 38 tornadoes reported in Florida, a record number of tornado warnings issued for the state. Homes shredded to pieces, neighborhoods left tattered. The top of this Fort Myers home completely ripped off. In Palm Beach Gardens, this dumpster flying straight into the roof. Governor Ron DeSantis surveying the damage, visiting St. Lucie County, where 12 tornadoes touched down in just an hour and a half.
The number one goal is to continue our rescue efforts to rescue as many citizens as we can.
One of the areas hardest hit, Fort Pierce, where multiple people died in a small senior community, including 66-year-old Deborah Kennedy, who moved there earlier this year to care for her ex-husband. Her daughter telling ABC News, "I just want everybody to know what an amazing mother she has always been."
This is where we crossed, or tried to cross.
Across this tree?
Mike Johnson, who lives nearby, springing into action after the first tornado struck. Moments later, a second tornado touching down again in his neighborhood, causing more damage.
Why go over there? I mean, the weather wasn't good last night.
I heard somebody hollering help, so I went. You know, three of us went.
You didn't even hesitate?
Nope. Not even until I noticed that the power lines were down, and then it hit me.
And I just want to show you the damage from here on the ground. We're at this church that's just in front of that neighborhood. This tree snapped, those hurricane shutters blown off, and the roof of the church there just completely gone. We saw crews out looking through the rubble in that neighborhood yesterday. I asked Mike, would you do that again? And without hesitation, Whit, he said, absolutely.
Wow, really is quite a scene out there. Eva Pilgrim for us, thank you. And we have more now on the destruction from Hurricane Milton. The search and rescue missions continue this morning, adding to the hundreds of rescues already across Florida, and millions are still without power. Victor Oquendo is in Venice with the latest. Victor, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. It looks like I'm walking on the beach, but none of this sand should be here. Milton pushed all of this in, and now these waterfront condos, which were cleaned out after Helene, are packed, stacked with feet of sand so high that when I stand next to it, I can see right over the roof. Wow. This morning, the wrath of Hurricane Milton. The damage widespread.
Born and raised here, never seen nothing like this.
These homes south of Sarasota, gutted, debris everywhere.
There's houses in the road, there's buildings in the road, everything's in the road.
This is a swimming pool, 5-foot deep swimming pool about where we're standing right now. Massive amounts of sand pushed inland in Venice. Sand almost up to the window here, about 6 feet of sand in this room. And look, it's almost at the top of this doorway. And now I'm standing above the roof. In Tampa, high winds ripping the roof off of Tropicana Stadium, meant to be used as a shelter for 10,000 emergency workers, cots filling the field. St. Pete's streets flooded, water waist deep, many using boats to get around, but officials warning to stay out of the water, fearing scenes like these. An alligator brought ashore, attacking the vehicle. Search and rescue non-stop.
That is all.
And amazing stories of survival. A 14-year-old boy hanging on to a piece of a fence pulled from floodwaters. And more than 500 people rescued by boat at this flooded apartment complex in Clearwater.
In some areas around it, it was neck-deep water, so over the top of vehicles.
Many Floridians left picking up the pieces for the second time in 2 weeks.
We had Helene that came by. We had everything cleaned up, and then all of a sudden this comes around.
Milton leaves behind a mess on both coasts. Nearly 2.5 million homes and businesses still without power. Now cleaning up, digging out, and rebuilding will take months. Rebecca?
A very long road ahead. Okay, Victor, thank you. The back-to-back storms, meantime, in the southeast have raised concerns that FEMA is stretched too thin, both with personnel and money. Elizabeth Schulze is on Capitol Hill with the president's call for Congress to help the helpers. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Good morning, Rebecca. Hurricanes Milton and Helene are rapidly
rapidly draining funding from FEMA and other federal agencies. 6 states are still under emergency disaster declarations from these 2 storms. They need FEMA aid for search and rescue, rebuilding infrastructure, and cash assistance for storm survivors. Congress did allocate $20 billion for FEMA's disaster fund through September of next year. But as of October 10th, half of that money, $10 billion, has already been spent. And staffing shortages are adding to the crunch. Sources say that 9% of FEMA staff was available to respond to Milton or other disasters. The available workforce was about double that at this same time last year. Funding at other agencies like the Small Business Administration, which gives critical loans to homeowners and businesses, could also run out in a matter of weeks. Congress is on recess until November 12th, but President Biden and a bipartisan group of lawmakers in states that have been hit by these storms are now calling on Congress to return early to pass additional aid. So far, House Speaker Mike Johnson says he has no plan to do that. George.
Elizabeth Schulze.
See?
You know what that means? The white people, they're going to start wreaking havoc.
Yeah, they're going to start complaining, and they're going to start, that civil war is going to start brewing, because all that money they're giving to Israel and Ukraine, they're going to start saying, what happened to us here? We Americans, our homes are destroyed, no place, we're homeless, and we don't have no money to rebuild. And you taking our money that we work so hard for and giving it to Israel? You see how the Most High know to bring everything into focus? The Most High is going to bring it right around to make them see the reality of the truth. That you're giving all that money to a foreign nation of people that has nothing to do with this country. And they've been getting that money for almost 80 years. Round the clock, non-stop. There's no let up in that money. You understand? And they're going to start. The Most High is so good how he's doing it, man. He's going to make them see, like, wait a minute. You've been pimped by your own government and your leaders, and they don't give a damn about you. And those rednecks down in those states, they're going to be the first to see that. And they're going to say, God damn it, we want Trump back in office. That's why I said Trump is going to win the election again. The elite's going to put that boy in because he has to finish his mission. You understand? They already said Kamala Harris, because she didn't allow the Muslim community in Michigan to speak at the convention. They are saying, we're not voting for you. We're giving our vote to Jill Stein, an independent. We're not voting for Trump nor Kamala Harris. So the people are getting fed up of their own people. And the Most High said their actions is going to stand in their own course to do what they have to do against the government. That's why this government is going to come down hard on the people using harsh draconian laws, because the people is going to see the reality of what's really happening. Now, you knuckleheads out there, I'm going to call you knuckleheads, they're saying this is Mother Nature and global warming. I have something to show you. It's not global warming, nor is it not Mother Nature. Let's pull out some scriptures and show you who is doing this. Okay? I want to show you in these storms, the Most High used evil spirits against the people. All right? Because those are his forces of vengeance. Let's go to the Apocrypha. And we're going to show you. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus, the 39th chapter and the 28th verse. I'm going to show a group of scriptures showing you this is the Most High's doing. This is not global warming, and this is not Mother Nature. Okay? Let's go to Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, the 39th chapter. And we're going to begin from the 28th verse.
Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha, chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance.
They're what? They're created for what?
For vengeance.
There are spirits that are created for vengeance. Hold that. Go to Psalms 78 and 49. And you're coming right back to this here. Let's find out who are these spirits and what are these spirits. Psalm 78 and 49. And you're going to show you the Most High is no joke. The Most High is a bad, terrible power when he's ready to get his vengeance. Don't play with the Most High. You fools out there. Don't play with the Most High, man. All right? Psalm 78 and the 49th verse.
In the book of Psalms, chapter 78, verse 49. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels among them.
What did the Most High send in Egypt against the Egyptians? Evil angels. Okay? He sent evil angels, which are evil spirits, demons, principalities, okay? Unseen forces. Some you can see and some you can't see. Okay? Read that verse again.
He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels among them. He made a way through his anger. He spared not their soul from death, but gave their life over to the pestilence.
Okay. Now, let's go back now to the Apocrypha, Ecclesiasticus 39 and 28. And we're going to read that verse again.
Now, the book of Apocrypha, chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes in the time of destruction.
In the time of destruction. This is what was taking place with Hurricane Helene, with Hurricane Milton. Okay? Go ahead. Read that part. In the time of destruction.
There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force.
And that's what those storm did. It poured out its force. It showed you what it did. It said it was these 6 feet of sand in the house that he was standing above his house roof. So that was 6 feet of sand that the Most High pushed inland. Okay? And you should see the waves, the way the Most High did those waves. I saw one, the Most High brought the waves. The waves is coming in like a rapid demon, just moving and tearing everything apart, man. Man, people don't know the Most High, the fear of the Most High. Okay? Continue.
And appease the wrath of him that made them.
See, and it appeased the wrath of the Most High that sent these destructive force. Talking about Mother Nature, global warming. Continue using that stupid saying, global warming. The more you keep saying global warming, the more the Most High is going to slap you upside your head.
With a tornado.
And the more you keep saying Mother Nature, the more he's going to keep kicking your behind. Okay, go ahead.
Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance.
See, these were created for vengeance. Continue. Go ahead.
Teeth of wild beasts.
Yeah, the alligator, the crocodiles. Okay, you saw that alligator in the water, right?
Baby. He was cute.
He wanted to eat some food. Okay, go ahead.
And scorpions, serpents, and the sword, pushing.
Punishing.
Yeah, I was right. Okay, punishing the wicked to destruction.
And that's what the Most High is doing. He's punishing the wicked to destruction. Okay, he's breaking them down economically, spiritually, and all levels. He's breaking them down. Continue.
They shall rejoice in his commandment.
Who shall rejoice in his command? Those evil spirits, those angels that he sent to do his bidding. Continue.
And they shall be ready upon earth.
And they're going to be ready upon earth. These angels are ready upon the earth. All right, let's prove that. Let's go to the book of Revelation. These angels are ready upon the earth to get busy. Let's go to the book of Revelation. All right. Go to Revelation 16 and 1.
The book of Revelation, chapter 16, verse 1. And I heard a great voice out of the temple, saying to the 7 angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Most High upon the earth.
What are the angels doing? Pouring out the wrath of the Most High upon the earth. Okay, go ahead.
And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a newsome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. And the second angel poured out his vial upon the sea, and it became as the blood of a dead man, and every living soul died in the sea. And the third angel poured out his vial upon the rivers and fountains of waters, and they became blood. And I heard the angel of the waters say, thou art righteous, O outer one, which art and was and shall be, because thou hast judged thus. For they have shed the blood of saints and prophets, and thou hast given them blood to drink, for they are worthy. And I heard another out of the altar say, even so, outer one, most high, almighty, true and righteous are thy judgments. And the fourth angel poured out his vial upon the sun, and power was given unto him to scorch men with fire. And men were scorched with great heat, and blasphemed the name of the Most High, which have power over these plagues. And they repented not to give him glory.
See, and they're not going to repent to give the Most High glory. All right, continue.
And the fifth angel poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness. And they groaned their tongues for pain, and blasphemed the Most High of heaven because of their pains and their sores, and repented not of his deeds. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great rivers Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs.
That's it.
Okay.
All right. Now from there, go to
back to Apocrypha, no? Or not yet?
And then go back to the Apocrypha. All right.
What need is.
And finish reading that.
Yep. I'm in verse 29. No, pardon me. We're in the book of Apocrypha, chapter 39, verse 31. No, pardon me. I had need.
Read 31 again, yeah.
I said when need is, where's that?
Read 31
okay,
again.
Okay, yeah. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth. When need is. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word.
All right. So from there, go to Psalms 107. All right. Psalms 107. I'm going to show you how the Most High gets down. All this is done by the Most High, not Mother Nature, not global warming. Okay, and if it's global warming, you did it. Like I said, you did the global warming. You destroyed the earth. As a matter of fact, let's prove that they destroyed the earth. The only people that destroyed the earth are you Europeans. You Eurocentric, whether you're French, American, Dutch, Germans, Polish, Jewish, you destroyed the earth. You are the destroyers of the earth. Okay, it's your technology, your innovation, your ingenuity, your great enterprise of capitalism. You destroy the earth with your way of great destruction. Okay, the Most High said, your ways that you have put on the earth is grievous and is as death. Everything that you touch, it turns to death and destruction. All right, let's go to Revelation 11:18. before we go to Psalms 107. Let's go to Revelation 11 and 18.
18, Revelation 11, 18. Remember the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 18. And the nations were angry.
Right? So the nations are angry now. Why are the nations angry? Because of what this man has been doing to all the nations of the earth. He has been oppressing, stealing, robbing, and taking the resources of other nations, mainly of the non-white nations. Okay? And you set up coups in other pure nations, set up puppet leaders so he could benefit you. You make the people become coons and traitors against their own people. So you could have it for your benefit to steal the wealth and the resources of those nations. So the nations are angry. All the nations are angry now. And you know what? They're pointing the finger at the Western European world. Look what's taking place in Africa. This guy over in Africa, Toure, he's telling you, get the hell out of their country. In Niger, all the African nations are rising up and saying, Europeans, get out. Okay? They're sick and tired of you. In Afghanistan, all over, they're tired of this European. Okay? And you try to make your next move against Iran, but that's going to be a fatal mistake. Okay? That's going to be a fatal mistake because it's going to drag you right into that thing that you feared so much, that third world war. You understand? It's going to affect you more than it's going to affect the other non-white nations. Because everything in this Eurocentric world is about what? Power, wealth, money, and greed. You can't live one day without having all the amenities of life. If you can't have the luxury of life, you will lose your mind and you will go insane because you're greedy. The Most High said you could never have enough. Okay? You're a vulture, you're a parasite, you're a vampire, and that's your nature. Your nature is not one that's contented or satisfied. All you want to do is take, I, me, rule, steal, and talk about capitalism. You damn vampire. Okay? Continue, read that verse again. Revelation 11, 18.
It says, and the nations were angry.
Yeah, and the nations are angry. All the nations are angry. And they should be angry. Continue.
And thy wrath is come.
Whose wrath has come? The Most High's wrath has come. Not Mother Nature. The Most High's wrath has come. Continue.
And the time of the dead, that they should be judged.
And who's the dead? We're the dead. We're the dead that's spiritually dead. And we're going to be judged. Okay? When you read Ezekiel 37, we're the dry bones in the valley. We're spiritually dead. Dead. Exile from our nation and from our homeland and from our laws, statutes, and commandments. So we're exiled. We're spiritually dead. And the Most High said the time that the dead should be judged. Continue.
And that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets.
See, and the Most High is going to give reward to thy servants and the prophets. What is that reward? Payback. And all of our enemies. You're going to reap what you have sown. There's no escaping. That's the reward. And the reward is to receive the kingdom, to rule in a righteous kingdom under the decree and auspices of the Most High and Yahushua HaMashiach. That's the reward. Continue.
And to the saints and them that fear thy name.
So the reward is going to be given to the servants, the prophets, and to all those that fear the Most High name. Continue.
Small and great.
Small and great. Continue.
And shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
Ooh, you hear that? You hear that? And he's going to destroy them that destroy the earth. And who can you point the finger that destroy the earth? The so-called Europeans. Okay? Whether they're Americans, French, English, Germans, you name it. Portuguese, Italians, Swedish, Scottish, Belgium. You destroy the earth. It's your industrial revolution that created this great havoc in the earth, not the so-called black nations. These so-called black nations, or what you call third world nations, are following your innovations and your technology. Okay? So you are the one that destroyed the earth. That's why you're talking about global warming, talking about creating a green environment. Let's move from what they call this lie, another great lie that they put out, fossil fuel. There's no such thing as fossil fuel. Okay? No dinosaur died and created the oil in the earth, you dummy. And they taught that lie for a long time, that dinosaurs and animals died that created the fossil fuel in the earth. Give me a damn break, man. Okay? That's a blatant blasphemy against the Most High. The Most High made and created the oil for what purpose? To lubricate the earth. So when the earth shifts and moves, it doesn't give a hard grind. It's a lubricant from the earth when it's moving and shifting. Not no damn dead dinosaur created oil in the earth. That's a lie. Okay? Because first of all, when you dig for oil, how deep down you have to dig for oil? Take a wild guess. If you're drilling for oil, how deep do you have to dig in the earth for oil?
50 miles, 100 miles.
Sometimes more than 50 feet, sometimes 1,000 feet to get oil. When you dig in the ocean bed, you have to dig deep. So if fossils died, how is the fossils down 1,000 feet down in the earth?
Okay, Paul.
The fossil's going to be under what? Maybe 4 feet, 6 feet on the earth, not all the way down to the bottom. So it's impossible for dinosaurs to give you all that oil. How long they been drilling for oil now? Over 100 years. You mean tell me all that dead dinosaurs giving you all this oil? What a damn lie they told the people, man. Okay, and that came from Rockefeller. He came with that lie. Okay, so at the end they could say, wait, we ran out of fuel, and they come up with a way to capitalize and use the people to manipulate the industry and rob the people. That came from Rockefeller. There's no such thing as fossil fuel. I had it here in the tape. I'm going to see what friend I'm going to play it for you. Let me look it up. And he came up with that great lie, Rockefeller, of fossil fuel. But there's no such thing as fossil fuel. Okay? When they started drilling for oil, let's say back in it was around 1870-something, and the first drill for oil in what they call the Middle East over in Iraq. It was the British that went in there under what company? It's a well-known company, oil company today, and a big gas station. Let me see if you all know the name.
Not BP, no.
Huh? Not Shell.
Not BP, no.
BP.
Yeah.
British Petroleum. Okay? It was known before it was known as BP. I think it was known as
I think when I was in Atlanta, it was what was it?
not Hess. I forgot the name, but
It started with an S, I think. No.
I think it was either Exxon or one of it before that, before they changed the name to BP. The British was the first, along with the Rockefellers, to go into Iraq and start drilling for oil. Then it was the Rockefellers that first started drilling here in Pennsylvania for oil. When they started drilling for oil here in the United States, it was the Rockefellers that did that. Okay? Then the Rockefellers and the British exported their technology over to the so-called Middle East, to Iraq, where they drilled for oil. And they got a large extent of oil from that region in Iraq and Iran. It was the British and American companies that started that, not the Arabs. They didn't even know a hell about where oil was in the Middle East. Okay, all they would run around in the desert, Allahu Akbar, run around the desert, riding a camel, right? Camel jockeys. It was the British and the American went in there and discovered the oil and set up the Arabs with the oil monopoly. Okay, so if they want, they could cut off that oil monopoly from the Arab anytime. From Saudi Arabia, from Kuwait, from the Arab Emirates, they could cut it off at any time because it's their technology that went in and set up all the oil innovations in those countries. Okay? So, He's a destroyer of the earth. It's his technology, his innovation, his so-called ingenuity destroyed the earth. And that's why the Most High said he's going to destroy them that destroy the earth. Okay? So the finger is going to be pointed at them for destroying the earth. Not us. We didn't destroy the earth. All black nations always work in harmony and with nature. We don't go against the grain. We don't go against nature. Only this European goes against nature because that's his nature. He is contrary to nature. Everything he does is against what you call nature. I'm going to give you just a small example, a small level. What's the color of rice? What's the natural color of rice? So why did the fool bleach it white?
Going against again. Like
White supremacy. He want to put himself in the place. Look me, I'm the superior race. Sugar. What's the natural color of sugar? Brown. What's the natural color of vanilla? Brown. But the fool bleach it white. Okay? Why? It's all about him, his Eurocentric white supremacy. Destroy everything that's natural and turn it to an unnatural way of life. Okay? And he's going to pay for that. The Most High said he have turned the earth, the whole world upside down. He turned everything upside down from the natural course. The Most High said man should not go with mankind. What does he say? Well, we're going to make laws that you could get married to another man. And who did that? That coon called Obama. That's the first thing he did. It set up laws for the LGBTQ, what the hell you call it, society. He passed laws for them. That's the first thing he did. But he did nothing for black people. Okay? And we're going to play a tape about him too. He's chastising black men because they don't want to vote for Kamala Harris. The audacity of that coon. Obama was nothing but an enabler for white supremacy. That's all he was there. He was there to keep white supremacy intact. And he was just a camouflage to make people believe that he was there to help black people. Okay? Kamala Harris is the same thing too. She's going to do nothing for the white establishment. When she gets in there, she's going to do more for Israel than she's going to do for you black people. Because her husband is a damn so-called let me say, because I know they're going to flag it. All right? But her husband is one of them. He's a small hat. Okay? And she's going to do everything in her power for her husband and their people. But she's not going to do for you. She already said, no. She said, no, I just can't do for black people only. No. She told you, no. Okay? And you're going to find out. I said for over 6 months, almost since it started this year, she's not going to win as the president of the United States. I'm telling you, Trump is going to win. The state that America is moving in right now, they're moving to the state of war. And the only person that could fit that is a Trump. Okay? And that's who they want to put in there. The white supremacists that's ruling this country, the elites, is not going to put a part-time black woman in that position. They're going to put their own. A staunch, arrogant, pompous, hubris, egotistical sociopath, a maniac to run this country in the time of war. That's who they want to run this country when it's time to go to war. Because he have the same mindset just as they have. The elites that run this country are a bunch of sociopaths, they're a bunch of narcissists, and they're a bunch of maniacs. That's who they are. They ain't no righteous, good people. Yeah, you how it up.
Trump said years ago to Oprah, no, I don't want the president. I would never want that over. Somebody talked him into it.
Somebody, the elites told him, come here, boy, we have an offer for you. Because he even did a sit down with P. Diddy. And he was talking to P. Diddy. And P. Diddy was telling him, yeah, Pierre called me the bad boy and this and that. And Trump was telling him, well, it's not what you are, who you are. And Trump finally said, you know what? Trump said, I have no inclinations of running for president.
Right.
He told P. Diddy that. So what made him change to run for president in 2016? It's the establishment. The shadow government said, listen, we want you to run for president. Okay? And all of your electoral candidates are selected by the ruling elites behind the scene. Kamala Harris, she was selected by them too. Okay? And to show why I know Trump is going to win, what did Elon Musk just brought out this week? Elon Musk brought something this week that shook a lot of people up. He brought out his nano robots. He brought out his robots. And Elon Musk deals in what you call the Neuralink technology. Okay? Which is called implantable micro CHIP to be put in your hand and in your brain. And he is dealing with those robots. And those robots are out. Okay? And Trump, and that's Trump advisor. That's his advisor. Yes. Yeah. I wish I could pull it up to show you that the Elon Musk brought out the robots, and the robots are talking to you and servicing and taking care of your children. Remember it was a segment of a brother showing you a TikTok that he was working 12 hours for the Tesla company. He was working 7 days a week, 12 hours nonstop around the clock. And he said he works for a Tesla company that are making robots, AI technology. That's the state that we're moving in. It's called transhumanism. All right? And these AI technology is going to be used in all of these nano robots. Okay? And then this is the new technology that's coming out now. Okay? So we got to pay very close attention. And this was all prophesied in the scriptures too, in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter. So what I told you to get, let me go back to
we'll go back to
but I wish I could pull up that with Elon Musk.
Revelations 11 and 18.
We read that, right?
Yeah, I read that. I finished. You want to go to 19? No.
Okay, where we going from there?
You want to go back to Psalm 78? No.
No. Go to Psalms 107.
Okay, 107.
Psalms 107, and you're gonna begin here from you're gonna start from the 17th verse.
Okay, 17. The book of Psalms, chapter 107, verse 17. Fools, because of their transgression and because of their iniquities, are afflicted.
See that? Read it again.
Fools, because of their transgression and because of their iniquities, are afflicted.
See? Fools, because of their iniquity, all right? And let me read. It says, fools, all right? Fools, because of their transgression and because of their iniquities, are afflicted. So the old saying, a rod for the fool's back. And if you're a fool, you need to be whipped. That's the only thing a fool understands. A rod for the fool back. Because a fool doesn't understand knowledge and wisdom. He makes mockery of that. He laughs at that. So the only thing that's good for a fool is to whip his behind. Give him 40 lashes. Okay? Lay his behind down and whip his behind. For a fool. And that's in the scripture too. The Most High said, a rod for the fool's back. Because that's the only thing a fool understands. A fool doesn't understand wisdom and knowledge. Hold that. Go to Proverbs 26. I'm going to show you something. Hold Psalms and go to Proverbs 26.
That book of Proverbs, chapter 26, verse.
Read Proverbs 26 and 3.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 26, verse 3. A whip for the horse.
See, a whip for the horse. You whip the horse. Get up. Okay, you whip the horse. Okay, go ahead.
A bridle for the ass.
And a bridle for the ass. You put bridles in the ass mouth to guide him, to direct him. All right, go ahead.
And a rod for the fool's back.
And a rod. You whip his behind for the fool's back. Because that's all you think a fool understand. When you whip his ass. Okay? Because he doesn't want knowledge and understanding. So you whip his behind. Continue.
Answer not a fool according to his folly.
It said, don't answer a fool according to his folly. Go ahead.
Lest thou also be like unto him.
Yeah, because when you answer him, you're going to be just like him. Because there's no need to answer a fool. Because he's not saying nothing. All right? But then it's time you got to put him in check. You don't let him run with his foolishness. Read the next verse.
Answer a fool according to his folly.
Then you come back and you put him in check now. You say you answer a fool according to his folly. Go ahead.
Lest he be wise in his own conceit.
Lest he think he's wise. Oh, I said something that's wise. No. So you put him in check. Okay? You shame him. Okay? Now go back to Psalms 107. You got it? Yeah. Pull it up. Bring it up. Give me 1 second. Yeah, we got that Elon. That's the one with the robots he made, right? Okay, bear with me 1 second. We're going to hold that and we're going to show you what Elon Musk. Because Elon Musk is the diabolical, evil bastard. He's an atheist too. Okay? But yet Trump is going to use him. Trump is claiming that he's a white evangelicals claim that Trump is a God-fearing man. But if you're a God-fearing man, why are you going to choose an atheist to be your advisor? You see how hypocritical these evangelicals are? Yes.
But he's not. Because remember he said, I'm not a
Christian. Right.
He said, you Christians go out there.
You're going to vote for me. He talked his own mouth. Yeah. He said it to his own mouth. He said, I'm not a Christian, but you are, so God can vote for me. Trump is a devil too. How people can see he think he's a righteous man? Then you got the greater evil and the lesser evil. Kamala Harris is supposed to be the lesser evil, and Trump was to be a great, but to me, it's the same evil. Okay? One is just more subtle. One is more camouflage. One is more what you call on a gradual level of bringing in the evil. Because what Kamala Harris is bringing into is the same thing as Trump. But Trump is bringing it to you straight to your face. He's not camouflaging. He's not sugarcoating. He's bringing it to you raw and hard. Kamala is going to bring it. She's going to polish it up, make it seem nice, and then she's going to bring it. She's going to deliver it to you. Okay? That's how the liberals operate. The liberals operate on a level of deceit and treachery. All right? The Most High said the liberal devises liberal things. And by liberal things shall he stand. Okay? Even Malcolm X tell you that liberal is the worst thing. Like I said, the liberal is like the python. All right? He will slither around you, wrap you around you, and then he'll start to squeeze you. Okay? And when you start to resist, he's going to squeeze you more. Then finally, he's going to swallow your behind whole. All right? That's the python. That's the liberal. And the Republicans are the damn black mamba and the cobra. They don't waste no time with you. Get out the way. I don't need you, nigga. That's the Republicans. But the Democrats will slither around you and play games with you until they get you in the grips and then they swallow you whole. Okay? That's the liberal, the Democrats for you. Both of them are serpents. One is a non-poisonous serpent and one is a poisonous serpent. So you pick your poison. Which one you want? You want to be bitten by the serpent or you want to be eaten whole? Pick your choice. And that's what our people is doing. But they're going to find out very soon. Very soon they're going to find out that none of these parties give a damn about them. Okay? Let's pull up that Elon Musk. And then we go into the scripture. Let's pull up the evil genius. Here we go. Here we go. That's AI technology. Transhumanism. Look at that. Yeah. Remember they show you that in iRobot, right? Well, Will Smith, right?
Optimus robots will walk among you.
Okay?
Please be nice to the Optimus robots.
Elon Musk put Tesla's Optimus Gen 2 robots to work at the company's We Robot event, serving drinks, handing out gift bags, posing for photos with attendees, and dancing. Musk also shared his vision for how these robots might fit into people's lives. Here's everything you need to know.
Now, one of the things we wanted to show tonight was that Optimus is not a canned video. The Optimus robots will walk among you.
Elon Musk and Tesla held their We Robot event at Warner Brothers Studios in Burbank, California. After dropping 2 brand new self-driving cars, Musk introduced several Optimus Gen 2s and laid out his vision for human-humanoid relations.
It'll basically do anything you want. So it can be a teacher, babysit your kids, it can walk your dog, mow your lawn, get the groceries, just be your friend, serve drinks. I think this will be the biggest product ever of any kind.
What's really new about all this Optimus footage is the fact that people are getting a chance to interact with these robots, which is important for building trust, especially if these things are meant to go into people's homes. The robots handed out gift bags and drinks, similar to previous skills we've seen from the robots in Tesla's promotional videos. Dancing, similarly, has been a part of Tesla Bot's marketing from the beginning, back when it was just a person in a robot suit. Even more broadly, it's been an industry trend since Boston Dynamics went repeatedly viral with videos of its Spot and Atlas robots dancing. This type of interaction with the public isn't something we've seen a lot of in the humanoid robotics field. Aside from robots working as attractions at places like the Sphere or Disney's theme parks, robots often stay in the lab until they're nearly ready for production or a limited release to strategic partners, developers, or educational institutions. It's also unique that Musk combined the rollout of his robo-taxi and robo-van with this public showing of Optimus's abilities. Musk has long said that Tesla's self-driving technology basically makes its cars robots on wheels. Its years of work in self-driving technology also allowed it to develop its robots without needing to partner with companies like NVIDIA, which announced Project Groot earlier this year, or OpenAI, which has backed humanoid robot startups like Figure and 1X. Musk had previously said that the Optimus robots would someday cost less than the price of a car. Today, he reaffirmed that claim, saying that down the road, once Tesla can produce the robots at scale, they would likely cost between $20,000 to $30,000. The event's name, We Robot, is a play on iRobot, the sci-fi action film featuring Will Smith, as well as the short story collection by Isaac Asimov where the film gets its name. Musk's a fan of science fiction and of Asimov in particular, and he often finds ways to weave sci-fi references into the marketing campaigns for his various companies. To see some hidden sci-fi details in one of Optimus's earlier demo videos, check out this video right here. As always, thanks so much for watching. I'm your host, Jesse Orrell. See you next time with the fam.
So you see that? See how they're contrary to nature? They trust and believe in that. They don't trust and believe in the Most High, and that's why that transhumanism is the next stage that they're moving into. AI technology is the next phase of the technology that they're moving into. And that's why the Most High tells you in Revelation 13. Because what's coming in is that mark of the beast system with the chip. And the Most High tells you, if any man receive that mark and take that mark, the Most High is going to put you to death. Because what that's going to do is going to change your DNA. What they're trying to do is create fallen angels in the form of technology. Demons. They don't want to trust in what the Most High created. They want to create their own demon technology and fallen angels. Okay? And that's what they're doing. Right? That's the stage that they're moving into. We're moving into a high technological stage of AI technology being fused with transhumanism. Okay? And the monetary system, all that is going to be phased into that. Okay? Where you're using the mark of the beast system, the chip, to do everything, to make all transaction. That's coming into play. That's right around the corner. That's not 20 years in the future. That's right around the corner within the next 2 years or less. Okay? That's how close we are. And that's why the Most High have to bring this system down, destroy it. Because if he didn't, that's why the scripture said, if the Most High, Yahweh Shai said in Matthew 24:29, he said, if the Most High didn't leave the elect, for the elect's sake, if he didn't leave the elect, there will be no flesh left to be saved. They will destroy everybody on the earth the way that they're moving. That's why the Most High says he's going to destroy them that destroy the earth. They have destroyed the earth and the minds of the people. They have made you believe that a synthetic, artificial way of life is a natural way of life. Even in the islands, people believe in that crap. They want the American way of life. They don't want the old traditional way that they had in the islands. They want the friggin' fast food and everything. They don't want to cook no more. Why we don't want to cook no more, you know? They want fast food and all this stuff. They want the modern stuff that America is pushing out. And that's causing destruction of the people. Here you have it.
And the food is not food.
It's not food, man. They're killing us, man. Okay? Almost everything that out there is GMO, man. So they have destroyed this earth. And Elon Musk, that dude is an evil atheist. He hates the Most High. Okay? And she's going to be Trump advisor as his running mate. And that's what's coming in. That's what's next on the agenda. All right? So let's go to Psalms 107.
That means robots going to come into play.
Robots going to play. Robots going to be used for war and for everything. You got to be on the point I'm saying, Zachariah.
I'm saying, there was a sitcom. Remember the Munsters? When Grandpa, he made a robot for Eddie's playmate called Boris. So they've been doing this on television for so long. They've been doing this.
All right, let's go to Psalms 107.
People don't realize that. Psalm 107 verse.
And read that 13 verse again. 17 verse.
17 verse? Yeah. Now the book of Psalms, chapter 107, verse 13.
No, 17. 17, yeah.
17. Fools, because of their transgression and because of their iniquities, are afflicted.
Mm-hmm.
Their soul abhorred all manner of meat, and they draw near unto the gates of death.
Mm-hmm.
Then they cry unto the Lord Yahweh in their trouble,
Mm-hmm.
and he saveth them out of their distresses.
Mm-hmm.
He sent his word and healed them, and delivered them from their destructions. Oh, that men would praise the Lord Yahweh for his goodness.
Right, and that's what men should do. They should praise the Most High for his goodness, but they're not doing that. They don't want people to trust in the Most High. Well, you don't have to trust in a God that you can't see or hear. See, that's the nicety of the words that they use to disarm you. How could you pray and trust in a thing that you can't see? You understand? But you can't see the wind, but you can feel it. Okay? You can't see a lot of things, but you feel it. You can't see when a bullet coming to hit you, but you feel it afterwards, right? Okay, go ahead.
And for his wonderful works to the children of men.
Mm-hmm.
And let them sacrifice the sacrifices of thanksgiving.
And not Thanksgiving that came up here in America with Abraham Lincoln, where they eating turkey and all that crap. It's not talking about that Thanksgiving. Okay, go ahead.
And declare his works with rejoicing,
Mm-hmm.
that they go down.
No. Read again, Zachariah. They.
And let them.
No. 23, Zachariah.
Okay. They that go down to the sea in ships,
Mm-hmm.
that do business in great waters.
And who does great business in the waters? What are they called today?
Merchants.
Merchant marine, longshoremen, navigators, men that work on oil tankers, big ocean liners. All right? Okay? So when they go in the sea, they see a lot of things. They see how the sea moves, how it operates. They see the date line. You could be in one part, you see it's day, and that part you see it's night. One part you could see the ocean, and one part you could see like a lake. They see a lot of things when they are on the ocean and the seas. They see a lot of things, a lot of strange phenomenon. All right? They see the chariots going down in the water and coming back up. They don't say none. They see a lot of things. When you look in those seas, you see a lot of things, man. Okay? You see how the depth of the rage of that sea rages, man. Okay? All right? You see how certain what you call whales, dolphins, how they operate, follow the ship, how some dolphin are capsized ships out there. Recently there was some what you call orcas. I think off the coast of Portugal was capsizing and knocking over ships that Edomite white people were in. Okay? Because these orcas are sick and tired of these people polluting the seas. So they were ramming the ships. Bam, bam, until they sunk it. And they stood there until the ship sank. All right? So these orcas are mad. They're tired. Because they're living, all the sonars that's being used is disrupting their navigational telepathy. Whales and orcas and dolphins use what? Sonars. So when these ships have these sonars, it disrupts their natural ability to navigate in the seas. So they're getting angry and fed up. And they was ramming those ships, man. Big ships, man. They was ramming it right in the part that's able to sink in the bow. Right in the bow. Bam! Nowhere else. Strategically hitting the part that when you hit it, it's going to sink immediately.
Whose army are them pets?
That's the Most High's army. That's the Most High pick. Then the Most High is going to use Leviathan too. He's going to bring up Leviathan. Okay? And Leviathan is going to do a work in those ships out there too. Wait till the Most High bring up Leviathan. Right now, Leviathan is just taking it easy. But the Most High said he's going to raise up Leviathan. And the Most High said, there goes Leviathan that plays with the ships. Leviathan is going to do a work for the Most High, baby. So when they're going underground with their submarines, Leviathan is going to crush them, bring them up. Okay? There's no escaping the Most High. Okay? Continue.
It says, these see the works of the Lord Yahweh and his wonders in the deep.
See? And they see the wonders of the Most High in the deep. Continue.
For he commanded and raised the stormy wind.
No, I thought it was Mother Nature. I thought it was Mother Nature that raised the stormy winds. Oh, Mother Nature is angry. Read that verse again.
For he commanded and raised the stormy wind.
Oh, the stormy wind in Helen, in Milton. Okay, go ahead.
Which lifted up the waves thereof.
And he lifted up the waves thereof. Go ahead.
They mount up to the heavens.
They mount up to high. Hold that. Go to Luke 21. Let me come back to go to Luke 21. Remember Yahweh Shai prophesied this was going to happen in the last days? The sea and the waves roaring.
Okay. Luke 21 verse.
I'm telling you right now. Luke 21. Luke 21, I think, is the 24th verse.
In that book of Luke.
Actually, 25. Luke 21, 25.
In the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 25. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth, distress of nations.
So what is this called? There's a term they call this here when you see all these different weather patterns and environmental problems. What's the term that the white man calls it? Global warming. All right? Global warming. Okay? Weather patterns, change of the weather, the climate, everything is moving differently. Yahweh Shai prophesied this was going to happen because of their destruction of the earth. Continue.
With perplexity.
So it says, upon the earth, distress of nations. All the nations are distressed right now. All right, go ahead.
With perplexity.
With perplexity. They can't solve their problems. Go ahead.
The sea and the waves roaring.
What's causing the sea and the waves to roar? Tsunamis, earthquakes, storms, hurricanes, tornadoes. Okay, now go back to Psalms 107 and read the 26th verse again.
26. That book of Psalms, chapter 107, Verse 26. They mount up to the heaven, they go down again to the depths. Their soul is melted because of trouble. The real.
No, read again, Zachariah.
They reel to and fro and stagger like a drunken man and are at their wits' end. Then they cry unto the Lord Yahweh in their trouble.
Yeah, I saw one where this ocean liner, a cruise ship, was coming in. I think it was in Florida too. It was coming in full speed. The wind was pushing that thing. And it was coming into the dock and here people, oh my God, oh my God, oh my. He was running and screaming. God, that cruise ship was coming in, man. And it made a turn. And it slid off to the side. They were screaming and crying out, man. Okay? I think that was in Florida, right? It was in Florida. That cruise ship was coming in. The Most High had the wind pushing that sucker and the storm, man. They were screaming and crying out. Okay? Go ahead.
Then they cry unto the Lord in their trouble, and he bringeth them out of their distresses. He maketh the storm a calm.
Who calms the storm? The Most High, not Mother Nature. Go ahead.
So that the waves thereof are still.
So that the waves are still. He calmed the waves down from being a 20-foot high waves. Okay, the Most High controls that. Go ahead.
Then are they glad because they be quiet. So he bringeth them unto their desired haven. Oh, that men would praise the Lord Yahweh for his goodness.
See, oh, that man would praise the Most High for his goodness. All right, go ahead.
And for his wonderful works to the children of men.
All right. So from there, go to Isaiah 29. Isaiah 29 and 6.
Isaiah 29 and 6.
Get Isaiah 29 and 6.
Yep.
Get Nahum, the first chapter.
We have the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of a devouring fire.
That's the final judgment. The flame of devouring fire. Just like the Most High rained fire in Sodom and Gomorrah, it's the same way he's going to rain fire and destruction upon this place called Babylon. So who is bringing all these things? The Most High. It said, thus shalt thou be visited of the Most High of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. Now go to the book of Nahum, the first chapter.
The book of Nahum.
Nahum, the first chapter, and start from the first verse. Nahum 1 and 1.
Oh,
It's right after Micah.
Micah, yeah, I'm right by. Turn pages to the trap. Micah, right there. I got 12. I had to just the pages on this fire. I had to get another Bible. You said verse 1, right? Nahum, oh, your point. You just said your 1, yeah. The burden of Nineveh. The book of the vision of Nahum, the Escalite.
All right. So this was the burden of Nineveh. So the Most High was showing you the burden that was going to come upon Nineveh. Where was Nineveh? Where was Nineveh? Where was Nineveh located? Was it located down somewhere down in the interiors of Africa or sub-Saharan Africa? Where was Nineveh located? Everybody should know where Nineveh was located. Nineveh was a great city. It was located in Iraq. In Iraq. That was one of the cities that was built also by Nimrod too. All right. So if Nineveh was located in Iraq, where was Jerusalem located? How far from Iraq? Not too far. So who was in Nineveh at this particular time? What people were in Nineveh at this time? Israelites were in the captivity of Nineveh. All right. So in order for you to get from Jerusalem to Nineveh, that means it wasn't that far. Because you could walk from Iraq to Jerusalem. That's what Abraham did. Abraham walked from Ur of the Chaldees to the land of Canaan. It took him days, but he did it. All right. So the point I'm showing you, Jerusalem was situated amongst all these nations, surrounding these nations. So showing you, Jerusalem could not have been down in the interiors of Africa, like some people are saying. Because remember, we were in the captivity of Nineveh. We left Jerusalem and were transported to Nineveh by the Assyrians. The Assyrians were the rulers. They were all close neighbors. Remember, the Assyrians came and put us in captivity. All right? When you read about the different Assyrian rulers, Ashurbanipal, what's his name? Rabshakeh, and some of the famous Assyrian rulers that came against Israel. I remember when the Assyrians came against us, it was coming against Judah, the Most High sent an angel and killed 185,000 of the Assyrians. All right? But the Most High allowed the Assyrians to take the northern kingdom off to Assyria. So the Most High used the Assyrians to punish the northern kingdom. So showing you, we couldn't have been that far from Nineveh. Showing you, Israel couldn't have been down in the interiors of West Africa, or what they call Angola. You got people teaching that Jerusalem is down in Angola. That's another false teaching. Yes, Israel is in Northeast Africa, but it's not down in Angola or South Africa. All right? Because it's impossible for the Babylonians, the Assyrians, or the Persians to come and put us in captivity. Y'all get what I'm saying? Well, I'm showing y'all.
I read some about the Syrians.
The Most High said Jerusalem was surrounded by all these nations. It was surrounded by the Mediterranean Sea, by the Jordan River, and the Euphrates. And who was situated in those there? All these different nations. The Babylonians up north, the Assyrians up north, the Persian Empire over to the west. And to the east, to the west was the Mediterranean Sea. And the Most High told Daniel that 4 kingdoms was going to come over where? Over the Great Sea and take us over. So in order for them to come over the Great Sea, they had to come from where? The north, the east, and the west. Right? So when people tell you that Jerusalem itself is down in South Africa, they're not going according to biblical understanding. They're coming with their own understanding. Yes, Jerusalem is Northeast Africa, but Jerusalem is not down in South Africa or Angola. That's a new teaching that people pushing up now. You understand? Because if that's so, where's Solomon Temple that was built? Where was it? Is it down in Angola or South Africa? Where is Solomon Temple? It's still there in Jerusalem. Where is the Dome of the Rock? Is the Dome of the Rock down in Angola or South Africa? No, it's not. It's in Jerusalem. That's where the Arabs and the so-called Israelis have, and they're fighting about the Dome of the Rock. You understand? So people are going to try to bamboozle and deceive you in these last days. But you have to be very careful. If you don't study and know the geography of the Bible, you will get lost with that. Yes.
Is that the same place that they say that Abraham tried to sacrifice?
Yes, that same place in Mount Moriah. Mount Moriah is where the Dome of the Rock is today. It's not down in Angola or South Africa. Now, I'm not diminishing Africa. Africa is great. But the place where the Most High Jerusalem is, that's where Jerusalem is. You can't move a place and put it somewhere else. You can't take Texas and put Texas over in Europe. Texas is where Texas is today. But people will try to deceive you because they have an agenda. Yes, you have it.
Tel Aviv, Jerusalem?
Huh?
Tel Aviv.
Tel Aviv is
But don't they call that Jerusalem?
yeah, Jerusalem, Tel Aviv.
So they moved.
Well, Tel Aviv is the capital today of Jerusalem, and it's located on the west side, of Israel. All right. So Tel Aviv is not too far from Joppa and from the Gaza Strip. Where they're fighting today in the Gaza Strip, that's in Israel. That's not in South Africa or Angola. So you see how people are deceiving people? The Gaza Strip is right there on the west coast of Israel. That's the land of Judah. That's Judah's territory. That the Israelis are bombing the Palestinians in Gaza. Gaza on the West Bank is right there on the west side of Israel. And not too far from that is Tel Aviv, Joppa, Haifa, and all those areas. Haifa and Tel Aviv is where Israel have all the military base, the military industrial complex. This is where they have all the technological plant. So that's why when Iran shoot missiles, that's where they was aiming the missiles to hit those areas. You understand? Those are the strategic areas of Israel. Then down south now, in Dimona, you have the nuclear plants. Right. You understand? So people got to be very careful of deceiving people and they're going to pay for that. Okay? Now, yes, what they're trying to prove and say is because Jerusalem doesn't have the rivers and the mountains and all the things that you have down in the interiors of Africa, like in Cameroon and Angola. But you got to remember, what did the Most High do to the land of Israel? He cursed it. He made it a desolate wilderness. Okay? Because the people that's occupying it are not the people of the Most High. But the people of the Most High are in exile right now. When we go back there, like the scripture said, it's going to be like the Garden of Eden. Okay? And people's going to pay for deceiving people with that nonsense. Okay? Is there a price you have to pay for that? The Most High said, Yahushua said, when he comes back, he's going to place his foot upon the Mount of Olives. Okay? And where's the Mount of Olives? It's in Jerusalem. And he said that mount is going to cleave. It's going to be destroyed. And when that's destroyed, what's going to come up? New lands, new lakes, new rivers. Okay? So people have to be very careful how they try to deceive people. And that's an agenda that they have. Okay? And that's the reason why I brought this up. To show you, you have to know geography. Geography is very important. And that's why the Most High laid out the geography to Abraham. The Most High, he told Abraham, from the Mediterranean Sea to the river of Egypt, up until the Euphrates is going to be your land. So he's showing you a geographical location where our land was going to be. And where is the Euphrates? The Euphrates is up north, up in Iraq. The Euphrates and the Tigris River. And in between of that is the land of Israel. Between the Jordan River and the Mediterranean Sea. Then at the bottom you have the Red Sea. Okay? You have to know geography. It's very important. That's why the Most High left in the Bible all these geographical points in the Bible. So you won't be bamboozled or deceived. And I'm glad the Most High put in my spirit to love geography. When I was in school, I loved geography. That's one subject I never failed. Always passed with A's. And when I came to the truth, I realized why. Because the Most High wanted me to know geography, biblical geography. Because it's very important. Okay? And to prove to you Jerusalem is where Jerusalem is. Where is the Dead Sea? Where is the Dead Sea? Where is Sodom and Gomorrah? It's right there between Jordan and the land of Israel. Sodom and Gomorrah and the Dead Sea is no way down in the interiors of Africa. Okay? So you have to have common sense and a little book sense. People try to bamboozle you and deceive you. Remember, those are geographical landmarks. The Dead Sea, which you call the Salt Sea, and Sodom and Gomorrah. Abraham, when he was in the land of Canaan, he saw the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay? So if Abraham was down somewhere down in Angola or South Africa, how could he see the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah if he was in the land of Canaan? Abraham saw the destruction. Okay? Because Abraham was in the land of Canaan. You know what I'm saying? And Jordan borders Sodom and Gomorrah and Israel. And over in Jordan, you had the territory of what? The Edomites that live in Mount Seir. Where's Mount Seir? Is Mount Seir down in South Africa or Angola? No. Mount Seir is to the west of Israel in the land of Jordan. See why you have to know geography? It's very important to know geography. Study geography, and nobody won't bamboozle you and deceive you. Okay, so let's read Nahum, the first chapter.
Out of the book of Nahum, chapter 1, verse 1. The burden of Nineveh.
So Nineveh was up in Iraq. All right, let's prove that. Let's go to the book of Genesis real quick. Genesis, the 10th chapter. Genesis 10, and we're going to start here from the 9th verse.
In our book of Genesis, chapter 10, verse 9. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord Yahweh, wherefore it is said, even as
Zachariah, you need your glasses?
No, this is good. I got it.
Now, I got to ask a question now. During this time, was the earth still one or was it separated? You sure?
I would say separated. No.
You sure?
Say the question again.
At this time, was the earth still one landmass or was it separated?
It's kind of tricky because
this is after the flood. This is after the flood. So the Most High made boundaries now. He separated the earth. Okay? So there was boundaries now. All right? So read up 9th verse again.
It says, he was a mighty hunter before the Lord Yahweh.
That's Nimrod. Meaning he was a great warrior, conqueror. He's one of the first conquerors to conquer the earth and subdue nations. Okay? That's what it means. He was a mighty hunter. He killed people. He took kingdoms down. Go ahead.
Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord Yahweh.
And who was Nimrod? What was his nationality? He was a Cushite, an Ethiopian. Remember, Ethiopia is just a Greek name. That means burnt face or dark face. Their true name are Cushites. Cush. Even today, they still recognize that name as being Cush. The children of Cush. All right? They're Cushites. That's the true biblical name. Okay, continue.
And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel.
See, the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, which is situated up in the land of Iraq. And in Iraq, you had many cities that was built by him and the Assyrians. Continue.
And Erech and Akkad and Calneh in the land of Shinar.
Where's the land of Shinar? It's in Iraq. These were all the cities that were built in that era. Great civilizations. Continue.
Out of that land went forth Ashur.
See, out of that land went forth Ashur. Who's Ashur? The Assyrians. One of the son of Shem. Okay, go ahead.
And built Nineveh.
And built who?
And built Nineveh.
So Nineveh was built in Iraq because Iraq is a big country. All right? Iraq is almost the size or a little bigger than California. Yes. Mosul, yes. Right. And even Saddam Hussein said, I'm Nebuchadnezzar. He wanted to rebuild Babylon. Babylon is also situated in Iraq because Iraq is a big country. Iraq, Iran, those are big countries. Okay? Read on.
And the city Rehoboth and Calah, and risen between Nineveh and Calah, the same is a great city.
Zachariah, read one more. A little more.
And risen between Nineveh and Calah, the same is a great city.
The same is a great city. So you see where Nineveh is situated. It's located in Iraq. Nineveh is not down in Angola or Tanzania or South Africa. Okay? So that city was up there in Iraq. So when we went into captivity under the Assyrians, we left and we went north up into Nineveh. We didn't go down southward because Jerusalem, give and take, if you walk in 550 miles. So but if you're driving, that's roughly about almost 4 hours. 4 hours driving. If you walk, it's going to take you maybe close to a month. All right? Well, close to a month. By car, it's going to take you 4 hours by driving distance. So when they took us out of Jerusalem to Nineveh, that's what they did. Okay? Now go back to the book of Nahum. Now I went to that just to that. That wasn't really my topic, but I want to share it because that's something that's being pushed out there now. You got this guy, Ron Dalton. He's pushing that. All right? I don't know if he got paid or he took the bag. I don't know. Or if he has an agenda. But nowadays, a lot of Israelites can't be trusted, man. Okay? So let's go back to the book of Nahum.
Read verse 2 or start at 1 again?
Read the first verse again. Nahum 1 and 1.
Book of Nahum, chapter 1, verse 1. The burden of Nineveh, the book of vision of Nahum and Elskite. Yahweh the Most High is jealous, and the Lord Yahweh revenge it. The Lord Yahweh revenge it, and is furious. The Lord Yahweh will take vengeance on his adversaries.
Yeah, the Most High is going to take vengeance on his adversaries. Okay, go ahead.
And he reserveth wrath for his enemies.
See, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. The Most High have enemies. So if the Most High have enemies, who is up here to say, I don't have no enemies? Sit down, Negro. Sit down and be quiet. The Most High said he has enemies. And any enemy to the Most High is an enemy to the children of Israel. Okay, go ahead.
The Lord Yahweh is slow to anger and in great power, and will not at all acquit the wicked.
He will not at all acquit the wicked. The wicked is not going unpunished. Go ahead.
The Lord Yahweh hath his way in the whirlwind.
The Most High has his way in the what?
In the whirlwind.
So what's a whirlwind? Tornadoes, typhoons,
twisters,
hurricanes. Okay, go ahead.
And in the storm.
And who?
And in the storm.
So who was in the storm? Who was bringing that storm? No, it's Mother Nature, brother. Yeah.
But he controls Mother Nature.
He controls that.
That was
okay. And also too,
he controls that.
Some people say, no, brother. No, God has nothing to do with that, brother. That's the white man's harp. Okay, let's say it's the white man's harp. Who gave the white man the technology to do that? The Most High. The Most High allowed him to use the harp. That's part of the Most High's weapons of his destruction. The Most High said he used the wicked for his vessel of instrument to bring forth his vengeance too. Let me prove that. You say, no, brother, what kind of God is that? You're going to find out the Most High is beyond us, brother. You're not dealing with no chump. You're dealing with an all-powerful, all-knowing everything of the Most High. The Most High deals with love. He deals with every emotion. Okay? You just can't put the Most High in one box, in one category. As a matter of fact, you can't even contain the Most High. That's a waste. That's futile doing that. You're wasting your time. All you got to do is humble yourself and give props to the Most High. Okay? Because the Most High is too great and too powerful. Continue reading on.
Sit down. Oh, yeah. And the clouds are the dust of his feet.
And the clouds are the dust of his feet. Go ahead.
He rebuketh the sea.
He rebuketh the sea. Go ahead.
And maketh it dry.
Mm-hmm.
And dried up all the rivers, Bashan, language, and Carmel, and the flower of Lebanon, languages.
Go ahead.
Languages. The mountains quake at him, and the hills melt, and the earth is burned at his presence. Yea, the world and all that dwell therein. Who can stand before his indignation?
Who can stand before the Most High indignation when the Most High ready to get loose? Nobody. Okay, go ahead.
And who can abide in his fierceness of his anger?
So all you got to do is humble yourself and just ask for the Most High's mercy. Yes. The clouds are the dust of his feet. The clouds are like the dust. Like he used that. All right. So the destruction. You ever see dust when dust is scattered up because of a destruction? So he used the clouds for everything. For that, he rides in the cloud. Okay. The clouds are used to also camouflage certain things that he's doing too. The clouds is used to camouflage some of the ships. Remember I showed you the ships that was cloaking in the clouds? You never seen that, right? You wasn't here? You was here when the ships was cloaked in the clouds? And the woman saw the ships in the clouds? And she nearly passed out when she saw it? She said it was a mothership in the clouds. All right? The ships cloaked in the clouds. So the Most High used the clouds for his camouflage and for a lot of things too. All right? He used it sometimes so it could be undetected. The white man got all his radars and all that stuff. The Most High could jam those radars where he can't detect nothing. But the Most High is going to leave it so he could see when he's coming. You understand? But the Most High could jam all his radars and just pop up right in front of him. But the Most High want him to see his wonderful works and his glory. Because the Most High want to boast too. The Most High is a boaster too. And you don't know the Most High. The Most High is the king of boasting. All right? And that's why we like to boast too. We got it from the Most High. All right?
He also has humor too, right?
Yeah, the Most High got plenty humor. The Most High love to crack jokes too. The Most High will laugh at your calamity too when it comes.
I would think of that.
The Most High said, I told you I'm going to bring death upon you. I told you I'm going to bust you down, but you didn't believe me. You understand? The Most High got the same characteristics just like us. All right? Because we came out from the Most High. Don't you know the Most High said when we were afflicted, the Most High said he was afflicted too? While we was in slavery, the Most High was afflicted too. But the Most High had to let it go through for our punishment. All right? Let me show you that there real quick. Continue reading that.
His fury is poured out like fire, and the rocks are thrown down by him. The Lord Yahweh is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble.
That's right. Go ahead.
And he knoweth them that trust in him. But with a overrunning flood, he will make an utter end of the place thereof, and darkness shall pursue his enemies.
And darkness is going to pursue his enemies. Now, let me show you this here where the Most High said, while we was in captivity, he was suffering with us too. Go to Isaiah. All right, and get a few more scriptures. What time is it? 2:29. Wow, I'm gonna have to end the class in a very while. Boom. Go to Isaiah, and we're gonna show that tape of Barack Obama when we finish. That the hubris of Barack Obama, that the audacity to chastise black men because they won't vote for Kamala Harris. You got some damn nerves. All right, go here to Isaiah. One second. Okay, go to Isaiah 63. Let me start here from Isaiah 63 and 7.
The book of Isaiah chapter 63 verse 7. I will mention the loving kindness of the Lord Yahweh.
And that's what we have to mention, the loving kindness of the Most High. The Most High show his love, his kindness. He shows everything. He shows all his attributes. All right, go ahead.
And the praises of the Lord Yahweh according to all that the Lord Yahweh hath bestowed on us.
See, and according to all that the Most High bestowed on us, right? We're going to show his praises, all right, of the Most High according to all that the Most High have bestowed on us. Go ahead.
And the great goodness toward the house of Israel.
See, and the great goodness towards the house of Israel. That's who the Most High is going to show his goodness to, towards the house of Israel. Continue.
Which he hath bestowed on them according to his mercies and according to the multitude of his loving kindness.
See, and see the love the Most High have for us, even though he punished us. But the Most High is going to still show his loving kindness and mercies to us. All right, continue.
For he said, surely they are my people.
So the Most High said, he said, surely they are my people. Go ahead.
Children that will not lie.
Mm-hmm.
So he was their savior.
So the Most High was our savior. All right, continue.
In all their affliction, he was afflicted.
So you see that? The Most High said, in all our affliction, he was afflicted too. The Most High was grieving with us too. Go ahead.
And the angel of his presence saved them. In his love and in his pity, he redeemed them. And he bare them and carried them all the days of old.
See? So the Most High got great love for his people, the children of Israel. All right? And that love is not going to change. But the Most High only had to punish us because of our disobedience. All right? Go to Psalms one more time again. Psalms. Read 10 to, yeah.
Oh, yeah, right there. 10, yeah, follow me. It says, but they rebelled and vexed his Holy Spirit.
See, and that's what we did. We rebelled and we vexed the Most High Spirit. Go ahead.
Therefore, he was turned to be their enemy.
See, and the Most High turned and became our enemies when we disobeyed the Most High. This motive, continue.
Yeah, and he fought against them.
See, and who fought against us? The Most High. He used the enemy and he also fought against us too. So don't play with the Most High, man. The Most High could be real vicious when the time comes. Go ahead.
Then he remembered the days of old, Moses and his people, saying, there is he that brought them up out of the sea with the shepherd of his flock. Where is he that put his Holy Spirit within him? That led them by the right hand of Moses with his glorious arm, dividing the water before them, to make himself an everlasting name, that led them through the deep as an horse in the wilderness, that they should not stumble. As a beast goeth down into the valley, the Spirit of the Lord Yahweh caused him to rest. So didst thou leave thy people to make thyself a glorious name.
All right. That's it. So go to Psalms 107. Psalms 106. Psalms 106, and we're going to start from the 39th verse.
39 verse, Psalm 106. The book of Psalms, chapter 106, verse 39. Thus were they defiled with their own works.
So we were defiled with our own works. What was the works that we were doing? Worshiping other gods, bowing down to gods. All right? Breaking the laws. One of the main things that made the Most High angry with us is us going after other gods and to keep the customs of the other nations. The Most High hated that thing, and he told us over and over, learn not the way of the nations and don't do what they do. Don't keep their customs, don't worship their gods. And here we go, doing the opposite. That's why the Most High spanked our behind so hard, man. Yes. He's jealous, man. And it's the same thing when you're voting. Voting is the same thing. You worship the other gods. You worship the God of democracy, a demon God. Because you trusted in that. You're not trusting in the Most High. That's why the Most High said, all that voting you're doing is not going to do you nothing in the end, but it's going to bring you to shame and your confusion. But we're going to learn the hard way. They're going to see it. They're going to see before this place goes up in the smoke of fire. All right? Continue.
And went a whoring with their own inventions.
See, we went a whoring. We went like whores chasing after our lovers. Chasing after the gods of the other nations, after the Africans, after the Babylonians, the Persians, the Greeks, the Romans. But it first started with the Africans' gods. That's the first contact that we were dealing with. The Canaanites, the Philistines. All those African nations were Canaanites that we were following their gods. Okay? Then the European gods came afterwards. It wasn't no European gods back 2,000 years in the land. They were all black nations, whether they were Canaanites, Philistines, Moabites, Ammonites, Amorites, Perizzites. Okay? Philistines. These were all African nations that were surrounding us in the land. We were chasing after their gods, their customs. Then when the Greeks came on the scene, then we started to follow what? After Hellenism. Then when the Romans came, we started to follow the gods of the Romans. Like we're doing today now. Still following the gods of the Romans. Okay? Where do you think you got the idea where men bowing down and worshiping women and worshiping? That came from Egypt. That all came from worshiping the phallic symbol. You know what's the phallic symbol? Worshiping a penis. That came from Egypt and the other African gods. Okay? Then you got the Rastaman that teach you this crap. You know what it is? When they do this, say, you know what's that? Worshiping the vagina. That came from the Africans. When you see Rastaman do this, say, oh, Rastaman. No. Selassie, they're worshiping the vagina. That's this opening of the vagina that they're doing. Here, Selassie did it too. That's what they all do. Yeah, Rastafari, Jah! That's what they're doing. Okay? So the Most High said, learn not the ways of the nations. We took on all the custom of all the nations. The Africans, the Persians, the Greeks, the Romans, all the custom of all these nations. You know something, Howard? They had, yeah. Yeah. The custom of wearing hat and all that crap came from the Greeks. Okay? All that crap. We pick up a lot of abomination from the other net. And that's why the Most High was so angry with us. And that's why the Most High put our butts in slavery. Read that verse again.
Reading from the book of Psalms 106, chapter 40. No, I'm start 39 again. So,
no, don't read 39 again.
Yeah. Read out the book of Psalms, chapter 106, verse 39. Thus were they defiled with their own works, and went a whoring with their own inventions.
See, we create our own inventions. Well, I'm going to do what I want to do. Whatever come to my mind, I'm going to do it. We became so corrupt and wicked. All right, go ahead.
Therefore was the wrath of the Lord Yahweh kindled against his people, insomuch that he abhorred his own inheritance.
See, after a while, the Most High said, you know what? I don't like you no more. The Most High said, you're not my people. The Most High said, out of my sight. The Most High said, I don't like you no more. I'm going to turn my back and give you into the hand of your enemies. The Most High was angry with us, man. And slavery was a result of that. And we want to know why God allowed it to happen? Because we have to go back and check the true history of what we did to the Most High. People want to talk, what kind of God would do that? Well, Lord, my family go in slavery and my family kidnapped and sold. We gotta check ourselves before we wreck ourselves.
The song goes.
And then the last thing we did to add fire, to add fumes, to add more fire to the to what we did is what we said, crucify him, and let his blood be upon us and our children. When we did that, we sealed our fate. That was the last and final punishment that we did when we told Pontius Pilate to crucify him, and let his blood be upon us and our children. And we got the nerves to say upon us and our children. Now, the scripture said, be careful what you say. Out of the mouth comes what? A blessing and a curse. Life and death is in the tongue. And I said, and that's what we did. That was the final last judgment we brought upon ourselves. So we have to reflect back and understand why slavery happened. It wasn't because the white man was so great and superior. The Most High used him as a weapon, as an instrument to punish us. A monkey, a damn base fool, a scum. He raised him up to punish us, man. That's the thing that really irks me, man. The Most High used a base man. Man, listen. Most High said the worst of the heathens. The Most High raised him up to punish us, man. And we the gods. That's why the scripture says, Solomon said, I see servants walking on the earth and servants upon horses and princes walking on the ground. That's us. Servants ruling over riding on horses. And we're on the ground as peasants. That's us. That came to pass. That was fulfilled. But all be praised to the Most High. We're at the end of this, baby. We're at the end of this punishment. All right? All praises to the Most High. We're at the end. Now it's time for payback.
I know that's right.
Time for payback. The big payback.
I was just thinking of revenge. What?
All right?
Brown. Wow.
Continue reading that.
Verse 40 says, and he gave them into the hand of the heathen, and they that hated them ruled over them.
See that? Who's ruling over us today? Our enemies. Hold that. Go to Leviticus. All right? Go to Leviticus 26. The Most High said, and they that hate you shall rule over you. Okay? Go to Leviticus 26, and we're coming right back here, and then we're going to play that tape with Obama. All right, Leviticus 26, right? And you're going to read this verse right here. Let me tell you right now. I think it's the 17th verse. Leviticus 26. Start from the 16th verse. Leviticus 26 and 16.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 26 and verse 16. I also will do this unto you.
So the Most High said, I also will do this unto you. Go ahead.
I will even appoint over you a terror, consumption, and the burning ague that shall consume the eyes and cause sorrow of heart. And ye shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemies shall eat it.
Right? Our enemies eat our crops. Okay? They destroy everything that we had. Continue.
And I will set my face against you.
So the Most High said, and I will set my face against you. Go ahead.
And ye shall be slain before your enemies.
And the Most High said, you're going to be slain before your enemies. Go ahead.
They that hate you shall reign over you.
Oh my goodness. You hear that? They that hate you is going to rule over you. So do our enemies love us? Do this man that's ruling love us? No, he doesn't. He hates you. The Most High said he has a perpetual hatred for you. Continue.
And he shall flee when none pursueth you.
Okay, now go back to Psalms 106 and read that 41st verse again. Psalms 106 and 41.
This is the book of Psalms 106 and verse 41. And he gave them into the hand of the heathen, and they that hated them rule over them.
And they're still ruling over us. From time we were brought here as slaves. We were not freed. When you're freed, you're put back in your land. You have your government. You have your own sovereignty, your own gold, your own riches, your own money, your own political rulers. You don't have enemies ruling over you. Talk about I'm in the Democratic Party. I'm your senator. I'm your president. That's not freedom. That's captivity. Continue.
Verse 42. Their enemies also oppressed them.
No, our enemies loved us.
Oppressed them.
Go ahead.
And they were brought into subjection under their hand.
Just like we are still today, 2024. October 12, 2024. Continue.
Many times did he deliver them.
See, the Most High said, many times did the Most High deliver us. All throughout our history. Go ahead.
But they provoke him with their counsel, and were brought low for their iniquity.
See that? Go ahead.
Nevertheless, he regarded their affliction when he heard their cry.
See? So the Most High have to hear our cry. If the Most High is not hearing us cry, he's not going to bring the deliverance. So if our people is not crying out to the Most High is not going to bring that deliverance. The Most High want to hear us cry out for the affliction that we're going through. But our people is not doing that. They love this. They love this hell. They don't want to leave out of America to be free. They want to stay here to enjoy more wicked oppression. Because the Most High said we trust in oppression. Continue.
And he remembered for them his covenant.
And that's the only reason why the Most High is going to do what he's going to do for us, because he made a covenant with us. Continue.
And repent according to the multitude of his mercies. He made them also to be pitied of all those that carried them captive.
See, and the Most High had pity upon us. He used our enemies to have compassion on us. So when we have certain benefits in this society, it's not because the enemy loves you. The Most High used the enemy to have compassion on you, so that we could survive in this wicked beast system. Not because the enemy loves you. The enemy has no regard for you. Continue.
Save us, O Lord, our power, and gather us from among the heathen.
See what David said? Save us and gather us from amongst the heathen. Go ahead.
To give thanks unto the holy name, and to triumph in thy praise. Blessed be the Lord Yahweh of Israel, from everlasting to everlasting. And let all the people say, Amen. Praise ye Yahweh.
That's right. Praise ye the Most High. All right. So you see that. Now, I want to play this tape with Obama. All right. His reckless, callous self, where he's chastising black men and calling them sexist because they won't vote for Kamala Harris. We don't owe no obligation to vote for no damn body. All right? First of all, we should be voting for nobody. Okay? Because none of them is for our interests. All we're doing is keeping the enemy ruling up over us. Now we're going to play this tape here. Fair use, no copyright infringement. Fair use of this video is for only entertainment. Entertainment purposes. Fair use, no copyright infringement. Go ahead, Yahweh.
Wrong here with how he's talking about black men in particular and singling them out in this way.
Yeah, let's start from here. He is still the greatest living retail politician. He's objectively a top 15 president, but even he can swing and miss sometimes. And here he swung and missed. Here's what he did. Harris has been very strategic about when and how she's spoken about gender and race. And he stepped on that. And when she hasn't spoken about it, he stepped on that message. And I think also with those comments, and there's more to this, but let me just start with this, is that he forgets, at least in that moment, that she doesn't get the benefit of being a historic first the way he did. She's a historic first woman if she wins.
Maybe that's part of the problem, that's what he's saying. Why doesn't she get the benefit?
Well, first of all, we have to remember that this is a thing, like Barack Obama has a history of kind of chastising specifically black men. And like the question is whether what he said is relevant, right? Because there are a few black men, like there are a few white men who are more conservative than black women, and more white men are conservative than white women. But the point is, does this work, right? And there's no evidence that it's true or that it works. And he doesn't do that with, like, you've never heard him say, why don't you white women stop being racist and vote for me or Kamala Harris? Or they don't talk to Hispanic voters or LGBTQ voters. It's only specifically black men that he takes this tact that doesn't work.
Why do you think that is?
Because you know why.
No,
because
tell me.
The second most loyal, the most progressive group of men on the planet, they don't care about. They assume that they have their vote and they don't have to do anything for it. And the point of this is that if you don't vote for Kamala Harris and you're a black man, something must be wrong with you. That is the subtext of everything that they're saying.
Well, this is what I would say to this, because I was there when the NABJ interviewed Kamala Harris in Philadelphia, and what Kamala Harris said then was that you asked that question with the assumption that black men are in somebody's pocket. You can't make that assumption. Black men are just like any other group. They have their interests, and I'm working to get their vote. I don't expect to get it because I am black. I am working to get their vote. And that is what she said. And so I think we have to focus on what she said about black men. And I think we also have to focus on the fact that most black men are going to vote for Kamala Harris anyway. That is the reality. But I think that in talking to black people every day, which I do as a radio host, I've heard some black men say, I'm not voting for her because she is a woman. I have heard that. And I think that is reprehensible.
Okay.
I got to be honest.
Okay, so he's heard it. I mean, are we, when I say we, I mean the collective we as the country, afraid to just talk about a thing?
I think
is
you can
Obama
talk
saying,
about it, but if you
calling
summon
a thing
Barack Obama to fix a problem, you have to wonder if this fixes a problem. If I am interested in getting Kamala Harris elected, then I am upset because he hurt the thing, the strategy that she was employing to win.
Well, I think part of what has to happen, though, is that you
Pause
have
there for a
to have
minute.
that
Hold up. I
conversation
want
in
to say
private.
something.
There are some things you talk about in the barbershop when there's no cameras, right? There's some things that you talk about at home. There's some things that are family business. And I think the mistake that Barack Obama made was to take.
And the reason why Barack Obama came out and said that, because Kamala Harris, her polls were dropping, okay? And it dropped in Michigan. She was leading in Michigan over Trump. But because of what she did to the Muslim community, when she was at a convention, she didn't allow none of the Muslim people to speak in behalf of what was taking place in Palestine. She said, no, you can't speak. And they said, oh no, we're not going to vote for you. And Michigan has one of the largest Muslim population in the United States. And a lot of the Muslim people said they're not going to vote for her. They're going to vote for Jill Stein. So if she lose Michigan, Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, she's not going to win the election. And those areas have a lot of Muslim. So they said they're not voting for her. That's why Obama came out, because he saw now in the polls that she's dropping in the polls. She was leading by 6 points over Trump. Now she dropped down to about 7 points. Trump is leading now in Michigan. And if Trump wins Michigan, that's it for her. If Trump wins Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, and North Carolina, it's over for her. So that's why Obama came out, because he seen now that, wait a minute, Trump is gaining momentum. But let me say this here too. I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not voting for Trump. I don't give a damn about none of them. But I'm just saying he's going to win the election again. All right? Because that's what the elites want. They want him to finish the job. Even though Kamala Harris is part of the elites, but they play both sides of the game. They have one side that they choose best and one that they choose less. And the side that they want best is Trump, because he represents that white supremacist mentality, that white sociopath and narcissist mentality. That's what they want. And they want that to permeate amongst the rest of white America. That's why they're using Trump to build him up. Go, go. You understand? Because that's what they want. They want the rest of his fan base to pick up the momentum. You understand? All right. So that's why Obama came up and said what he said, to make mockery and light of black men. If you're not voting for Kamala Harris, then you're a sexist. But who the hell care about Kamala Harris? She said she's not going to do nothing for black people anyway. She told you way back then. Okay, so go ahead, you hold up. Play it again. Yeah.
The guy with the turtleneck, he brought an interesting point out. He said historically, politically, blacks are the only people that you don't have to do anything for
To get their votes. They just do anything, just give the vote up. That's why P. Diddy was the first that made this statement, and I like what he said. He said, if Democrats or anybody want black people vote, let them pay for it. If they want your votes so bad, pay for our votes. And I agree with him when he said that. You want our damn votes? You pay us for your votes. You're not going to get our votes so easily. But I don't know why people vote, because even Sabby Sabs came out. She was saying, Sabby Sabs, another sister, she said, a lot of people think that it's the popular vote that gets you elected. She said, but no, in all actuality, it's the electoral votes that gets you to win the presidency, not the popular votes. For y'all don't know, the popular votes doesn't get you the presidency. It's the electoral votes who the ruling elites select to be president. And our people still so ignorant to that fact. But you know, they say ignorance is the bliss, man. All right? And stupidity. That's why the Most High said, my people is foolish. Okay? The Most High said, my people are foolish, man. Okay? And we're destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Okay? Go ahead, Yahweh.
Cameras, right? There's some things that you talk about at home. There's some things that are family business. And I think the mistake that Barack Obama made was to take family business in the street.
I didn't have a problem. Let me let Coleman in there.
Shaming voters is a terrible idea. It was bad when Hillary Clinton did it with deplorables. It was bad when Mitt Romney did it on the eve of the election. Even if there's a grain of truth to it and there's the occasional radio caller that's going to admit to that sentiment, let's actually look at the fact that Biden was struggling with black voters. And that was a topic of conversation over and over again. So it's not about sexism.
Hold on one second. Let me take a look at this. Let's take a look at the numbers, because I think just to see what we're talking about here. There's been a progressive decline in overall support among black men and, to a lesser degree, black women for the Democratic nominee. Biden was doing better among black men than Harris appears to be right now, based on some of the better polling that looks at these demographics. So I guess the other part of this is, you're talking about keep the business private. You're saying he's messing up the strategy, but the numbers are the numbers. And he's trying to fix a numerical problem that she has, a math problem that she has.
I agree with most of what you were saying, Solomon. I don't think the problem is that he spoke it out loud. I think the problem is that he singled out black men. In other words, there is a sexism component to this race. There was a sexism component to the Hillary Clinton-Donald Trump race. Right, if Trump wins, he will have only ever beaten women. I can't give you a number, but sexism is in the mix here. But it's not black men specifically. I think it's men, not black men. And that, I think, is part of where Obama went wrong.
And I think we also have to look at numbers and actual statistics, right? Because all of those reliable polling has a small demographic of black men. You're talking about most of them poll at most 40, 50 black men, right?
Well, I don't think in this particular case, just to be clear about what we were looking at there, the exit polls were from the actual elections that we had. And then the Pew polling, Pew looks more closely at specific demographics. Right. And they do that in a way that we, as a news organization, deem to be a reliable way of looking at this. Not every poll is reliable, but we think this one is.
And when you remember now, we had the same conversation 2 years ago about Stacey Abrams. Why won't black men support Stacey Abrams? And after the election was over, we saw the numbers, and black men in Georgia, where I live, supported Stacey Abrams at higher rates than they supported Biden. So we have this narrative, and then you have the truth, and you have this conjecture and
but the
this
candidates
anecdotal
are
evidence.
speaking with their actions. Kamala Harris next week is sitting down with Charlemagne the God to talk to black men. They're being explicit about it.
And she should.
Right. So let me play for you what happened on Charlemagne's show yesterday when they were talking about a call that they'd received from a black man in Florida. This was kind of in the context of the storms, but they played the call. Listen.
It don't matter what they is, Democrat, Republican, they all treason, man. They all about money, bro. None of these people care about American people, bro. This shit hurt, bro. This shit hurt, bro. People wake up every day just want to live their life, bro. And you got these greedy snakes, man. You got these greedy snakes call themselves government service people, bro. And they don't give a damn.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the thing about that call was that, they said it's kind of representative of what they hear often on that show, which is why she's going there.
Well, I think that you have people who are angry. I think that you have people who are planted. I think that you have people who are sent to troll. I think that you have people who are sent with a specific message to deliver to black people. And you see it online. I hear it on the radio. I see it on social media. I see it on our Facebook feed as we're doing our show. And so I think some of that is real, and I think some of it is manufactured. I think some of it is performative. But I do think that there are black men at two ends of the spectrum. There's the old black man that's going to say, well, I'm not going to vote for a woman because the Bible says men should be in charge, right? There's that guy. But then there's the young black man who only gets his news from social media and nowhere else. And so he's not watching us. He's not listening. He's not reading me or Michael. He's not reading David. He's not doing any of that. His news comes from social media. And so he has a specific point of view and is likely to believe conspiracy theories. The question is, do people who vote, are they on social media or are they on Social Security? I think they're on Social Security.
Well, I think that the problem is that no one's disputing that this government and this country doesn't treat that they treat black men okay, or that we don't have a gripe with either party, right? Because if you talk to black people privately, they will have a gripe with the Democratic Party. The point is, how do you fix it? And why don't you approach that solution the same way you approach the solution with white people and white women who don't vote Democratic, the white men who don't vote Democrat, the Hispanics who don't vote? Why do you take the specific tact for one demographic and not the entire political strategy that you use for everyone else?
I think the answer is what you said a minute ago, which is that Democrats have to get out of the habit of taking the black vote for granted. Yeah, Trump got 19% of black men, 12% of black people last time around. Like, it's going to be a bigger number this time. Adapt to that. Don't just assume.
I think we're talking a lot about race, but in many ways, gender is the key variable here, because even if you look at white people, the Republican Party has been getting a higher and higher share of the male vote. The parties have become more gendered overall, and it's true of Hispanics. So what we're seeing among Black people is similar to the trends we're seeing among other races. So that's the key question: is why are the parties getting more gendered?
Well, I think the AP did a poll last month in the middle of the month, and what they found was that
How much more time
the
we got left on it?
overwhelming majority of Black voters, whether they are male or female, favor Kamala Harris over Donald Trump. They had a positive view of her, they had a negative view of him, and there wasn't much difference between men and women. So I think that when we're talking about this, we're talking about
I would like to mention 2 or 3 things.
Come up close so the mic will pick up.
I would like to mention about 2 or 3 things that came to mind. Remember Obama, he sanctioned the guillotines? One. I kind of start to understand why he's sort of against Black men, because what is his wife? What is his wife? I mean, he's not us. You know, them are the 3 things that always come to mind. And then in the political world, but Black men, as Black men, never have been in the business world at the level that they are now, never had this position before. Now, they have the position of being money makers in the business world. They don't want to lose that. So it's understandable why they're going to vote for Trump. That's about the conclusion of the 3 things that I seen that I was compelled to mention.
Yeah, they think because Trump is a money man that they're gonna make money, but they deceived by that too. All right, and a lot of it is slave mentality too. You understand? Voting for master. You know what I mean? But our people are ignorant. But you gotta remember too, Obama is a snake. Right? He's a subtle python snake. Okay, he's not the black mamba or the cobra. He's a python snake. Okay, he will slither around you, choke the hell out of you, and then he will eat you, swallow you whole. Obama, that devil, remember this. Look up Executive Order 13603. Look it up. Executive Order 13603. And you see that executive order was passed by Obama to bring back slavery for black people. Okay? While he was in office, he ordered the guillotine. That's in the Bible too. A lot of people are going to be beheaded. Okay? When the scripture tells you, it says some of us is going to be beheaded. Going to be martyrs. And he ordered, I think it was, how many thousands of guillotines? Why would you order guillotines while you was president? You don't order guillotines for no reason. Okay? It's for a purpose. Because they're going to behead a lot of Israelites, saints, prophets, and teachers. We're going to be beheaded because we're not going to accept the mark of the beast. Okay? That's the next phase that's coming. Those of us that reject the mark of the beast system are going to be beheaded. So brothers and sisters, get ready for that. You got to make a choice who you're going to serve. The beast system or the Most High. Okay? Either you're going to lose your head and come back in the process, reign with Yahushua, or be down with the beast system. All right? See if you could pull up for me that Yahweh, that executive order. 13603, executive order. It was passed by Obama. Okay? That's snake. Okay? Obama is a devil. He's not our friend. I'm going to tell you right now, he ain't did nothing for us as a people. He was an enemy. And he was a good friend for the white establishment and the power structure. Okay? A damn good intellectual coon. That's all he was. All right? Yeah, that fool passed that executive order. Ain't no president ever did that. Yeah. It was an executive order that he passed. Yeah, Executive Order 13603. It permits slave labor. Executive Order. President Obama's Executive Order 13603 permits slave labor and a dictatorship. It's not coming up. Look for Executive Order 13603 if they didn't take it down. You got it there, Caleb? You got it, Caleb? Read it. Read it.
Yeah, okay. It says the National Defense Resources Preparedness Executive Order. Executive Order 13603 is an order of the President of the United States, signed by President Barack Obama.
Signed by who?
President Barack Obama on March 16, 2012.
See, March 16, 2012. That's what that devil did, that python. Okay, go ahead.
The purpose of this executive order is to delegate authority and address national defense resource policies and programs under the Defense Production Act of 1950. Executive Order 13603 provides the framework and authority for the allocation or appropriation of resources, materials, and services to promote national defense. A number of viral emails claim that the executive order creates martial law.
See, martial law. That's what he put in place. And it's to put you back in slavery. When you're in martial law, they could do anything to you. Okay, go ahead.
Similar claims were repeated. Similar claims were repeated by Texas Congresswoman Kay Granger of Texas in a constituent newsletter. She later retracted her statements. In reality, the order updated long existing directives that have been issued ever since the Truman administration. Such presidential directives update the resources covered under the Defense Production Act, which was enacted in the 1950s and is reauthorized by Congress every few years. The act allows presidents to delegate authority to various federal departments and agencies. For example, Obama's order authorizes the Secretaries of Defense and the Interior to encourage the exploitation, development, and minting of strategic and critical materials and other materials. The fact-checking website.
So it says strategic mining. So when he was in place, that allowed him to go into Africa and steal resources from Africa. That's why he was put there. Okay? To blindside the other African nations to believe that he is black, he's going to be for black people. But he was there for the ruling elites, the white establishment. You understand? Go ahead.
Despite claims that the executive order provided the president with unprecedented new powers, such as declaring material law, seizing private property.
See, seizing private property of American citizens. All right, go ahead.
Implementing the rationing of food.
See, implementing the rationing of food. Because remember, he signed also an executive order that Monsanto cannot be sued by the American public. That's what that devil did, Obama. And Monsanto is famous for creating GMO products, GMO food. Monsanto was also known for Agent Orange in Vietnam. And he gave the green light that Monsanto cannot be sued by the American public. So you a devil when you do something like that. Continue.
Gasoline and drugs, restarting peacetime conscription, and nationalizing American industry. Merely by declaring a national emergency, the National Defense Resources Preparedness EQ issued by President Obama was simply a minor updating of a similar order issued by President Bill Clinton in 1994, which itself had decades old predecessors and amended several times since. In particular, this executive order removes the name of the Federal Emergency Management Agency from previous orders and replaces it with references to branches of the Department of Homeland Security.
So he take out FEMA and put in Homeland Security to have jurisdiction over the people. So when a national emergency or flood, something that happened, and you got no place to go, who's going to be in charge? Homeland Security. And where they going to put you? Concentration camps. Go ahead.
In order to bring the previous orders up to date with changes in the structure of the federal government. That's it on that, right?
That's
there.
it. Yeah. All right. So you got anything there, Yahweh? Oh. All right. What you got? 6 minutes play? Okay, pull it up, and then we're going to end the class on that.
You said it permitted slavery and what?
And slavery and free labor. Free labor.
Concentration camp.
Yeah, the concentration camp. That's why you replace FEMA with Homeland Security. Because when you displace and you ain't got no place, you can't pay for nothing, what are they going to do? Put you in concentration camps. A military base. Yeah. Yeah, you could look it up. Yeah. Look up that executive order.
I was in one of them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, during the Vietnam era.
Yeah?
Yes, I was beaten, I was abused.
I mean, right. It's no game. Yeah, man.
This stuff is real.
Yeah, it's real. You understand?
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you now straight from the headquarters of the Top Cats Pride is presented the unusual but factual and oftentimes controversial Wow News, featuring various international reports that will inform you and keep you in the know while you're on the go. And now, your Wow News reporter, Q. Pate. This is Otis Q. Pate from the Top Cats Pride, and I wanted to bring this article to you from Forbes.com, and it's from April 29th, 2012.
Listen good.
This article has 426,390 views as of today, which is June 12th, 2016. And it says, Obama's plan to seize control of our economy and our lives. And you can see it's from Jim Powell. He's the contributor of this article. President Obama has made clear that he's determined to continue pushing his progressive agenda, regardless of constitutional limitations on his power. His aims to have his way have been issuing more and more executive orders. The most ominous sign of possible things to come appeared on March 16th, 2012, when President Obama signed Executive Order 13603 about National Defense Resources Preparedness. This 10-page document is a blueprint for a federal takeover of the economy that would dwarf the looming Obamacare takeover of the health insurance business. Specifically, Obama's plan involves seizing control of all commodities and products that are capable of being ingested by either human beings or animals, all forms of energy, all forms of civil.
Now, what's the difference between that and Trump 2025 agenda? It's the same thing. All of them implement the same thing in different stages and different momentum. The Democrat bring it in what you call in a stage called gradualism. But they all have to bring in that one world new order. Okay? Which is going back to what? The old ways of the Greco-Roman Empire. That's what they're bringing back. The old ways of the Roman Republic. Okay? A dictatorship. A country ran by the dictatorship. Okay? Democrats is going to bring in the same thing too. But they're going to bring it in on the tail end using gradualism. The Republicans are going to bring it straight in your face. No chaser. They don't care if you like it, you accept it. But the Democrats are going to come around, make it look nice. They're going to get a good speech about it, make you think it's something good. Then they're going, there it is. And before you know it, like, damn, I didn't sign up for that. But that's how they operate. They're all the same. Democrats, Republicans. One is just a wolf and one is a fox. And what's the nature of a fox? Sneaky, sly. Come around, go around, come here, run there, come back. And now what's the nature of the wolf? Vicious attack, straight up. Ain't playing no games. That's how they operate. That's how the Democrats operate. You understand? So all of them is going to bring in the same program. Just different name, different agenda, different momentum. Okay? So you talking about, oh, Trump global. It's the same thing. The Democrats are going to bring in the same thing too. They're going to use a different name for what they're going to bring in. It's the same damn thing. Right? Yes.
You know, then I was looking at something, and whereas when the president leaves office, the bills that he put into play will still be into play 3 years after he's gone.
Yeah.
The president that comes in after him,
it's up to him.
Build off of that,
right?
Which he was the previous president left.
Or it's up to him to change it right. Or to continue it.
Yeah.
And they're gonna continue because Obama is part of them. He's only doing what they want him to do. But you know, Obama had so much mouth to speak against black men. But when Benjamin Netanyahu bitch him up, I'm gonna say it like that. When Netanyahu bitch him up, he didn't say nothing against Netanyahu. He was silent. You understand? Netanyahu said, listen. He put him in check. And he didn't say nothing to Benjamin Netanyahu. But he got his nerves to talk against black men. Okay? When he was told to be more assertive against the Republicans, he was talking about, I want to reach out across the aisle to our fellow Republicans. They were saying, listen, you got to be more assertive. Put your foot down. You got the power. No, he didn't want that. He want to kumbaya with the Republicans. And they still hated him. Okay? They still hated him. But he going to talk trash against us. That serpent, that devil. Okay? I don't like it. To me, he's just as the same as Trump. Ain't no damn different. Trump is just more straight out of what he's doing and what he thinks. Okay? Continue playing it.
Seizing control of all commodities and products that are capable of being ingested by either human beings or animals, all forms of energy, all forms of civil transportation, all usable water from all sources, health resources, drugs, biological products, medical devices, materials, facilities, health supplies, services, and equipment, forced labor, and in parentheses, or induction, as the executive order delicately refers to military conscription. Moreover, federal officials would issue regulations to prioritize and allocate resources. Each government bureaucracy shall act as necessary and appropriate. To be sure, much of this language has appeared in national security executive orders that previous presidents have issued periodically since the beginning of the Cold War. But more than previous national security executive orders, Obama's 13603 seems to describe a potentially totalitarian regime obsessed with control over everything. Obama's executive order makes no effort to justify the destruction of liberty, no effort to explain how amassing totalitarian control would enable government to deal effectively with cyber sabotage, suicide bombings, chemical warfare, nuclear missiles, or other possible threats. It's quite likely there would be greater difficulty responding to threats since totalitarian regimes suffer from economic chaos, colossal waste, massive corruption, and bureaucratic infighting that are inevitable consequences of extreme centralization. Such problems plague fascist Italy, Nazi Germany, the Soviet Union, Communist China, and other regimes. Totalitarian control would probably trigger resistance movements and underground networks like those that developed in Western Europe during the Nazi occupation. Totalitarian control could provoke more political turmoil than there was in the Vietnam War era of the 1960s. There would probably be more serious brain drain as talented people with critical skills escape to freedom wherever that might be. Canada? There's nothing in Executive Order 13603 about upholding the Constitution or protecting civil liberties. Now, what I will do is leave the link to this outstanding article from Mr. Powell, Jim Powell, in the description box, and you can click on that as to go to this website and read this full article. It's 5 pages and it goes into depth. Again, this is in April 2012. So this legislation has already been passed and already been sitting in the incubator waiting to be used if need be by the president. So this is why I thought it necessary to deliver it to you. And I thought, well, I gotta let you know about it. My name is Otis Q. Pate. Thank you for joining.
You see, that's the agenda of this whole entire. It's going to move towards a totalitarian system, whether it's Democrats or Republicans. Don't let them fool you. Oh, Trump is Trump. Yeah, Trump is telling you because that's the nature of the Republicans. They're straightforward what they're doing. They don't hide or tell you, oh, no. They tell you straight up in your face what they're going to do. But Democrats love to come around the back door, man. Let me show you a scripture in that. Go to Isaiah. Let me show you something about the liberal Democrats, right? And I'm going to end the class here. I know I went over my time. Go to Isaiah 32. Huh? Yeah, in the beginning, yeah. Then in 1940s, that's when they changed over. All right? Because they were Republicans, because they claim Lincoln was the one that freed the slaves, so-called freed the slaves. Because Lincoln was a Republican. You understand? So during that time, after like 1940s, the late 30s, with Roosevelt and Eleanor Roosevelt, that's when black people started becoming Democrats, and they started voting more Democrats. All right? And then in the 60s, gave them more impetus, where black people joined and became more full-fledged Democrats. Because it was the Democrats that gave the voting rights, certain civil rights, that passed certain laws to prevent discrimination against the banks and against certain things. So more people joined the Democratic Party. But that was all a tactic and a strategy. Okay? You understand? It was to bamboozle us and to disarm us. All right? So go to Isaiah 32. I'm going to show you something. Everything they do is a strategy to disarm us and keep us in the matrix. All right? Go to Isaiah 32, and we're going to close off from here. Isaiah 32, and we're going to start here from, let's start from Isaiah 32 and start from the 5th verse. Isaiah 32 and 5.
Read the book of Isaiah chapter 32 verse 5. The vile person shall be no more called liberal.
See, the vile person shall no more be called liberal. What does it mean to be liberal? What's the definition of the word liberal? Look it up. What does it mean?
I know it's pertaining to when you with everybody. You're not. I ain't saying it right.
Google it. Who has the definition? Google it. Who has it?
Word for word.
Google it and see what it says. Liberal. To be liberal.
Freely.
Anybody has a definition?
I ain't saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Willing to respect or accept behavior or opinions different from one's own, open to new ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Relating to or denoting a political and social philosophy that promotes individual rights, civil liberties, democracy, and free enterprise.
Mm-hmm. So that's the liberal today. That's what they push. That's their agenda. We're going to accept anything. We for your rights. We for that. We for this. Accept anything that comes along. Marriage to your dog. Marriage to your monkey. Anything.
Disgusting.
It's your opinion. That's what you thought. I have no objection to it. Open to everything. All right? There has to be limits to certain things in life. Yes.
I want to read this one here too. Say, the meaning of liberal is inclined to be open to ideas and ways to behaving that are not controversial or traditional.
Mm-hmm. Right. So they don't want to stir or push anybody to become controversial. Just go along with the status quo. Okay? All right. Go ahead. Finish reading that. Read that 5th verse again.
It says in Isaiah 32 verse 5, the vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the cure said to be bountiful.
Mm-hmm.
For the vile person will speak violently, and his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy.
And that's what they are, hypocrisy. All right, go ahead.
And to utter error against the Lord Yahweh.
See? And to utter error against the Most High. Everything they do is error against the Most High. They don't want to have nothing to do with the Most High. Push. Oh, we don't want to hear nothing about God in our concept. No, it's about what you think and your opinion, your ideas. Okay, go ahead.
And to make empty the soul of the hungry.
And who are they making the soul of the empty? Who's the soul of the empty? We.
Yeah.
You understand? It says to make empty the soul of the hungry. And how are we hungry? We're hungry for knowledge and understanding.
Truth, that's right.
Okay, go ahead.
And he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail.
See, and he's going to cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. So we're thirsty for knowledge and wisdom, and he's causing us to fail by giving us what? His erroneous, Eurocentric lies. His narrative. Okay, go ahead.
The instruments also of the curl are evil.
Mm-hmm.
He devised wicked devices to destroy the poor.
That's what they do. Devices to destroy the poor. Go ahead.
With lying words.
With lying words. Okay, go ahead.
Even when the needy speak it right.
See, even when the needy speaks up and speak the truth, they try to say, well, no, they try to downplay what you have to say. Well, you're wrong to say that. That's not true. Okay, go ahead.
But the liberal deviseth liberal things.
See, but the liberal deviseth liberal things. He creates liberal things. Go ahead.
And by liberal things shall he stand.
And by liberal things shall he stand. And that's how they operate. All right. So with that, I end the class. And I'll say shalom.
Shalom. I read scripture.
Yes.
Good class. Can I read scripture?
Yeah.
Just two, that's it. In the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 31. Verse 31. The word says, what shall we then say to these things? If the Most High be for us, who could be against us? Now in Psalms 118, verse 6, the Lord is on my side. I will not fear what man can do to me, what man can do unto me. Verse 7. Verse 8. Jump to verse 8. It says, it is better to trust in the Lord Yahweh than to put confidence into man.
That's right.
Then verse 9, last one said, it is better to trust in the Lord Yahweh than to put confidence in princes.
Right.